Good evening and welcome to Omnibros live on a Monday when it's hauls, previews, and reads. I'm one of your co-hosts, Omnidog from Omnidog's Vault, joined by Dave Loves 90s Comics.
What's going on, Jess? How's everybody doing in the chat today?
Hey, chat, what up?
So, hey, if anybody wants to, me and Jess were talking about this in the green room. It seems to be Jess and I on Mondays, which is fine. Mondays have a free spot. Anybody want to jump on Omnibros Live? Shoot us a message.
You're going to pull somebody from the crowd?
Yeah, I'm going to have everybody email Jess. His email address is jess.
The hell you are.
And you can put in your application.
I think that's a great idea. We should have somebody tonight. Oh, Johnny Air Windows. He changed his name. Thank you, dude. Johnny Air Windows coming at you live.
I'm going to start asking maybe Curtis to come on more. I haven't hit him up since last time.
That'd be really good.
Curtis is awesome. Jim Mint. We'll get Jim Mint on the show. While we're at it, we'll get Stan Lee on the show. Gal Gadot. We'll get Gal Gadot to fill in the open seat.
Hey, I got a quick YouTube question.
Oh.
Well, I know Lou follows the fights. I don't follow the fights. Who's that guy that Floyd Mayweather's fighting?
He is some like social media influencer.
Okay. He's just a regular guy?
He's just a regular dude. I don't know his full story, so I don't follow celebrities or fake celebrities or anything like that. But from what I saw, yeah, he's just kind of like a YouTube star who kind of got lucky. I think he was dating Olivia Munn, or he was dating some like model.
What? Oh, did I say Floyd Merriweather? Floyd Mayweather. Sorry, that's funny.
So I don't know.
He was dating Psylocke?
I think he was. He was dating somebody like that, like her or Mandy Moore or something along those. But yeah, and he's just a YouTube star who, made it big. And now he's going to be fighting, arguably the greatest fighter that we have right now.
Yeah, I don't doesn't get his ass beat.
Not just that, but why not give an actual boxer, like some young kid from the streets who punched his way up literally and figuratively to where he's at now, and give him a shot. Not just some money grab YouTube star pretty boy, who can't fight, who has no legitimate fight record, boxing degree or anything of those lines, to get his ass kicked by the greatest boxer out there right now, who isn't Mike Tyson, because Mike Tyson is 65 and had a fight still and did it high as a kite.
The famous Floyd Merriweather.
Where
did I even come up with that?
I don't know.
Floyd Mayweather. Let's get Taylor Brown on the show. He could be our third host tonight.
Okay. I don't have him on anything, I think.
You want me to send him the link?
Yeah.
Okay. Whoa, hey, okay. But before we do that, let's talk about InStockTrades.com, where you can get your collected editions up to 50% off. Loyalty discounts add 2% to that. At the end of every month, there is the Uncanny Omar.
Every end of the month is the Uncanny Omar. That is correct.
That's right. He shows up once a month.
Like a period.
Oh, dear. We've already...
Yes, and I last several... Gosh, how did you work that into the ad? Never mind.
Start over.
At the end of every month, we give away a $50 gift card to InStockTrades.com, and everybody's available around the world to participate in that. And as long as you pay for shipping, $50 or more in an order gets you free shipping in the United States. fabulous customer service, fabulous packaging. That's InStockTrades.com.
Very nice.
All
Very
right.
nice. How you gentlemen doing tonight?
Good. We're going to have a guest host.
Yeah?
Yeah, just decided to throw the link in the chat, and whoever pops in, pops in.
Oh, you didn't.
No, I will cop to saying Floyd Merriweather instead of Floyd Mayweather, but I did not throw the
Floyd Merriweather. You have a bet? You guys you got your bets on for that fight?
Well, no, I was asking Gabe. I don't know who Logan Paul is and how he got famous and why he is boxing.
He's
somebody who's going to crush him.
He's got a YouTube channel like where he reviews graphic novels and Omnibus. I don't know who he is either, dude. I'm sure my kids do. I think he is a YouTuber, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Gabe,
Yeah,
you look like somebody that really. But dude, what if he wins?
Like Floyd Mayweather,
and they literally make a movie like that, like a Rocky style movie with this guy.
Oh,
except it's the white guy that wins. No, wait, it was a white guy that won in Rocky. Forget what I said. Creed. I was thinking of Creed. That was the one. Ah, man.
I don't know where Logan Paul is from. He has some YouTube channel that he's so famous.
I thought they canceled that dude too. Gabe help me out here.
Yeah, he did. He got canceled for doing a video.
Suicide Forest.
Okay, I wasn't sure that was it. I wasn't going to say it. Yeah, where he did
in Japan. There was a Suicide Forest. That's what it was. Yeah, man.
Is that a forest where people go to end their lives?
Yeah. So, did you send the link out? Because there's a timer here. Like, if you can't show up on your first day on time.
Yeah, where are you, Taylor?
Wait, are we live?
Yes.
Yes. Taylor, where are you? He's probably running upstairs.
We got Lionheart as a DL or DH.
What's up, Lionheart? How you doing, buddy? George Foreman said he'd wants to train Nate Robinson. George Foreman, he's still around, right? Not making grills anymore. That's good.
Who's Nate Robinson?
I don't know.
I don't know any of this stuff. That's why I get.
You're so out of the boxing world, man. How do you not know who Logan Paul is? Is that dude's name? Aaron Paul? I really don't know.
George Foreman has such a crazy boxing career, though. Not to get into that.
I do remember George Foreman's career. That's when I followed boxing back.
Do you remember the big fight he had with what's his name? Not Buster Douglas. No, not Buster Douglas. But when he came out of retirement, who's the guy before Buster? Like Mike Tyson. Oh, what the hell's his name? Come on, guys. Who's after Tyson? Who took Tyson out?
Who's after Tyson?
Buster Douglas took out Tyson.
Okay, Buster Douglas, and then it was the guy after Buster Douglas.
Oh, Larry Holmes?
Was it? No, it wasn't Larry Holmes.
Holmes is an older fighter.
That was before.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the after retirement years when everybody was mocking George Foreman for coming back. Vanderbilt. Holyfield.
Vanderbilt?
He's on a first name basis with the real.
What, y'all don't call him Vandy? All right.
Vandy, stop.
The real Neil Holyfield.
Yeah, that was the fight between Foreman and him. So that was a long time ago.
Okay.
I remember when Tyson lost to Buster Douglas. It was the craziest thing to talk about on the schoolyard.
I remember well.
Buster Douglas had like one good summer, I think, and then they made a video game, like a Genesis video game.
Yeah, I had that game. It was great.
Graphics were awesome, and then they kind of.
And he gained 125,000 pounds, and
that's a big guy. Did he really gain 125,000?
Oh, he ate himself out of boxing.
Really?
Yeah, that was probably the last time I paid attention to boxing was when Buster Douglas beat Mike Tyson. That was, I can tell you right now, 1980. Okay, wait. I got married in 1989, so it was like February of 1990.
I want to say you're right, because then after that,
I don't know. I want to say it's earlier.
88,
I'm thinking 89.
88 and 89 were big Tyson years.
Yeah.
Well, I know Buster Douglas. I know it was February of 90.
Okay. So pretty much what we're trying to get out of this is that Logan Paul's going to beat Merriweather.
Mary Floyd Weather.
Mary Floyd Weather.
February 11th, 1990, Jess. So you were right.
Man, wow, look at that brain. Can't remember what he read yesterday, but remembers that fight.
Hey, he remembers his anniversary. So, hey, good for you, Jess.
So,
good husband.
What's going on with the timer? What were you guys talking about? The live thing?
Well, Taylor's coming on, but he wasn't ready, and so
it looks like he's ready.
What? Maybe. It looks like he's trying to come in. Is Gabe messing with him?
Yeah.
Are you really?
What's up, guys?
How's it going?
Pretty good. Took a while to get my clothes on, so I had to get everything together.
I hear you.
Here we have Taylor Brown, the Minister of Comics.
What's up, man?
It's good to see you, Omar. Last time we talked about your favorite book in the world.
Not the world, but one of.
Oh, was that Batman Year 2?
That was last time Omar hung out.
Yeah, that was it. That was Batman Year 2. That classic.
Most wanted to memory.
You love that story. Shut up.
I love you loving it, but I don't love that story.
It's so good. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh. That needs the exact opposite of an absolute. It needs to come out in like a 3x5 index.
Dude, Todd McFarlane and Alan Davis in absolute format? Yeah. You think I own the Jim Lee Wildcats absolute because I love that story by Brandon Choi? Shut up, Gabe. I do not. I own it because it's Jim Lee's oversized artwork.
Todd McFarlane and Alan Davis are great artists, but that was a swing and the miss for both of them on that book. They weren't on their top game in that book, in my opinion.
What? They made a statue out of the McFarlane thing when he's like on a gravestone and stuff, man. It was.
I think we're doing part 2 of this whole thing right now. Part 2 of year 2.
I can't wait for Batman Year 2.2. That's going to be awesome.
When he has machine guns?
Yes. Oh, dude, I forgot about your arm.
Hey-o.
Man.
Real quick, this is the comment of the night. I'm going to leave it up, and everybody else should just go home and quit for today.
That's kind of dark.
That's a brutal one.
Wow. Okay.
Comment of the night. Thank you, Mr. Awesome.
How do you follow that up? So yeah, Jess, there's something from Babylon Shadows I think you need to highlight.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you, Babylon. Somebody else said something earlier too.
Yeah, how long did that take? Like 6 hours? It was barely even any time, right?
Just under 12.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's actually still going. I had a couple people text me today that said, is there any way you can hold it open till tomorrow when I can put money in? And I said, we're just going to leave it open. We're talking about our fellow Omnibro Geo. We did a GoFundMe for him due to a personal family crisis. And the link for it. Wow, you pulled that fast, Gabe. Good job. The link for it is there in the Omnibus Collectors Network. It's a GoFundMe for Geo, who suffered a personal tragedy a few weeks ago. And we got together, put together a GoFundMe, and I created a fake Facebook page, which now I have to delete or it's going to haunt me forever somehow. People are already trying to be my friend on it.
Your stalkers are already following you. For those of you who don't know, Jess does have stalkers.
Shh.
We just can't say who they are.
Yeah.
Oh, is one of them the nacho guy? The nacho guy find you? I love that guy. I was telling my wife about that. She was like, "Why did you all block him?" And I'm like, "Jess got really creeped out. I thought it was hilarious, but he was like, Jess, just stop thinking it was funny." He was like, "Block that guy right now." He was really creepy.
Yeah, and Jess is never like that. He's never like, just block him. He was like, that motherfucker needs to die. He was like,
that guy was so funny, man.
Now Jess is regretting bringing me on now.
It's just weird because Jess would be like, my skin is crawling from that comment.
It was 6 months in a row of wanting to dip me in nacho cheese. I
know he wanted to eat nacho chips put nacho cheese on your chest and eat nacho chips. It was very descriptive.
Much better. Much better.
And I was having a blast reading this.
Oh yeah, I know you were. That was yeah. Ew.
Oh man, good times.
Yeah, we have had some fun behind the scenes times. Is there any chance, Omar, that you could be on the Patreon show this Saturday and tell us some more fun work stories, even for like 15 minutes? Think about it.
If I'm here at my house, I can. Yeah, that Saturday you caught me on a good Saturday. I could get on just for a few minutes, and it turned out to be an hour. That was a lot of fun.
Hour of the funniest, unbelievable-list work stories I've ever heard a guy tell.
I swear it happened.
And Jess wouldn't even tell me the story secondhand.
They're
kind of rough, though.
Yeah, they're really rough. Holy smoke! Yeah, so
I've had a pretty interesting life.
You have. We're having a Patreon campfire this Saturday for all you patrons of Patreon. And Gabe will tell you all about it.
Look, people are asking for nacho cheese gifts now.
What do you think I'm doing right now?
Yeah, speaking of Gabe, Jess and I need you to show us how to get all those GIFs up for the videos. You always have the perfect ones already ready to go.
Because, you've got them like loaded right in the chamber, and then you just put them right straight up.
That's what she said.
That was a bit of a reach, but
you have to. Who controls the show when you guys get together? Oh Jesus!
Which show?
What do you mean by control?
Batter Days in the Batcave when you and Taylor do it. Who is Taylor? Taylor's in charge, right?
No, Jess is in charge.
I'm in charge.
I plan out all the shows, but Jess is in charge of the technical stuff.
Right?
Didn't he used to be your technical advisor, Omar?
I was his technical advisor.
Oh, I thought it was the other way around.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I guess. Mistake number one. Give Jess a keyboard.
Hey, I made a fake Facebook page and I set up a GoFundMe. That was pretty good.
That's pretty good. I got it.
Considering
Close enough.
Considering I was practically on my deathbed last week, I was pretty happy we pulled that off.
Yeah, you were pretty off.
Oh God, I felt awful all last week. Oofa. But I'm better.
Good. I'm
grateful for just feeling no pain and feeling better.
How's that? How long you got to keep that thing on, that cast?
This guy, the end of the month, it gets re-X-rayed, and he will tell me then. Like December 29th, it gets re-X-rayed.
Cool.
And if you go to my Instagram, you can see the action figure reenactment of the accident, and the women standing around looking at me.
What are you, a 16-year-old girl? If you go to my Instagram, I'm not going to your Instagram.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the audience.
I'm sorry. My bad. What's your Instagram, Jess?
OmniDogs_Vault. You'll
Okay.
see my action figure. There it is. You'll see my action
figure.
figure.
Really your picture? That's awesome.
And Jess is making strides forward because he used his story for the first time today on Instagram.
Ooh, he's gonna start making reels.
I didn't know you had a
story
on your Instagram page, Jess. You used the story on your Instagram.
Yeah, that was by accident.
I didn't know. Okay, I was gonna say, I didn't think you knew how to do that.
I believe that.
I was stunned when I saw it. I'm like, I had no idea he knew how to do this.
Somebody paid me a compliment and worked me into their story, and it said add to your story, and so I just clicked add to your story, and that's how that happened. I didn't mean to.
I guess I gave you too much credit.
It happened though.
That's true.
Aren't you the one that used to, before we knew each other well, that used to bug me all the time about my Instagram?
Oh, I've always loved jamming you up with stuff. Just telling you, like, I used to always be like, hey, when are you going to watch those Planet of the Apes movies you've been promising Lou for the past 3 years?
Well, he never sent them to me.
Oh, that's true. He also never gave you that burger he owed you from that bet.
No, he owes me a burger. I believe
guys are nothing but broken promises and broken dreams, man.
I believe he also was going to send me all 54 Fast and the Furious movies, and I didn't get those.
Those are long gone.
And Omar,
Yeah.
Jess does want credit for that Rick Remender Captain America omnibus.
Oh, you bet I do.
Yeah, I told him it was happening when he said I bought all those trades, and I'm like, yeah, it's coming. But the omnibus collects everything, man, including all those little miniseries that weren't previously collected before. Well, I think a couple of them were, but one of them in particular wasn't collected in trade paperback format. So
it's a big omni. It's like over 1,000 pages, isn't it?
Not as big as that Star Wars Old Republic omnibus. That thing is 1,372 pages. It's a biggie.
And is that the one that collects that way out of print Epic collection that everybody
wanted? Mm-hmm. Thank you, Lionheart.
Yeah, thank you, Lionheart.
Thank you, everybody, for the kind words. See, Nelson bought that Astonishing X-Men. I told him to go ahead and buy it so that he doesn't have non-buyer's remorse. What's the opposite of non-buyer's remorse, Jess? What's that called?
Jess Bragg.
Just remorse. Just remorse. Voracious reader, thank you for the kind words.
Oh,
I've been on both of those omnis.
Now, why did he buy Astonishing X-Men today? Hasn't that been out for a while?
It has, but it's out of print right now in the direct market, and it's available through Amazon. And he was asking, should I buy it? And honestly, he was asking, should he buy it or should he wait for a bigger discount? And I hate to tell him to wait in case it goes out of print, like while he's waiting for a bigger discount. So I was like, man, you're gonna regret not buying it. Just buy it. Then he's gonna read it and be like, man, this story sucks. Omar was wrong. This is as bad as Batman Year 2.
That's a book that you can pay cover price for.
That is a great book. That and New X-Men got me into X-Men. Not as much as you're into X-Men, but made me start liking them.
So the way that I always justify it to some people that are like, I don't know, man, this is only 20% off, is, a year ago that book was $300 on eBay. So you can look at it like that. At least it's affordable.
Yeah.
And there's some books, honestly, that it's just worth it at cover price just to get it.
I think so.
I think X-Men's one of them. That you could pay it $100, $125, whatever it is, and
I think it's $100. I agree with that. I think there are some books to me that are worth retail.
Yeah, we're just lucky and spoiled that we get these awesome discounts. There's not any other kind of hobby out there that's like that. Where you get these massive discounts on that thing that's super collectible.
That's true.
Like Transformers, you can't get much of a discount of Transformers. You got to pay regular price at the toy shop or at the Walmart or wherever. There's no discounts for that kind of stuff.
No.
Video games, same thing. Video games.
Yeah, you're not getting 40% off on a video game.
Yeah. So if you find it at cover price and it's one of those things, one of those great, awesome books, don't wait for it. Just grab it. It's worth it for cover price.
We do have Shane D super chat. He also
really nice.
for the fund. Thank you, Shane.
Thank you for the super chat, and thank you for hitting up Gio's GoFundMe.
That is awesome.
And Gio had a really awesome video on his channel today, updating everyone on what happened and just giving a heartfelt goodbye to his dad. So if you want to check that out, that was a great video.
Yeah, man. I teared up a couple of times watching it. You can tell him and his dad had a really good relationship.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
Gabe, what's your opinion on Wetworks? People are asking what our opinions are on Wetworks, Will Spertasio's Wetworks.
I thought it was kind of so-so from my remembrance of it, because that was one of the books that was hyped for years and years and years before it came out. And I think they built up this huge hype machine behind it. So when it came out, the art's fantastic. It's some of the best, Will Spertasio out there. Like he learned and taught new methods of art through that series. Like all that shiny skin he has to draw for everybody. He really came up with some really great techniques. But I just wasn't the biggest fan of the espionage story as I was hoping I was going to be.
You know what happened, right? Like why that book was delayed 3 years?
Same reason he wasn't that active of a founding member, or wasn't quite a founding member. His sister
Yeah,
there's something terrible. Like
she had I think it was cancer, and he had to go back home to take care of her because he's from the Philippines. And I guess times are different now, where I guess you could literally digitally send your files like to the inker and to the colorist working from another country. But back then, I mean, they could mail it in, but I think he wanted to just be there with the studio. Now he's gone on to do other things. He's gone back to Marvel. He's done DC stuff. So I've always liked his artwork. His Uncanny X-Men is solid. Like
he's great, but he's very underappreciated.
There's a
and
book
probably because of that timeout that he took too.
There's a book from Marvel that no one talks about that he did. Let me see if I can find it really quick. It's one of my favorite hidden gems. I was going to show in my next video.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
The Bishop's Crossing?
Quit stealing my ideas, Jess. Oh, no.
Hidden Gems. That was the very first comic video, Hidden Gems.
That was my first comic video.
No, ever somebody did it.
Whatever. It's like Jess's basement video all over again with Omar. This is great.
Right here.
That's my favorite Omnibros, Omar.
The one where Al got drunk in his basement. That was awesome. So Legion of Night. Have you ever read these? Anybody?
I've never even heard of
I've never even heard of this artist before.
You've never heard of Will Spertasio? Oh, he must not have drawn Batman Year 2. Oh no, he did. He did draw Batman. He did the Andy Diggle story with Batman from that Batman. Oh my gosh, what was that series called? It was taken out of Batman Confidential. Was that Batman Confidential? He did the first 6 issues with Andy Diggle wrote it, and Will Spertasio drew it. But this is Legion of Night. Look at that cover, man. That's heavy metal hotness right there.
Heavy metal hotness.
You know what I'm talking about.
I totally know what you're talking about. Heavy metal hotness.
Yeah, that's kind of stuff you airbrush on the side of your van.
Okay.
Watch out, ladies.
You're talking about Latinos? We like to airbrush stuff?
No, that's something you do, like heavy metal, like dope ass shit like that. You put it on the side of your van.
It's just Will Spertasio and Paul Mounts is the colorist, and then you had Dan Panosian, who's not one of my favorite inkers, but he's okay in this. But then you had Steve Gerber's the writer, and I never hear anyone talk about this series, and it's never been collected in any format. And it's only 2 books.
Oh, well, if you want an oversized hardcover of it, I'm on it.
You gonna get on that?
Sure, I'll go over tonight.
That awesome! Look at that is heavy metal, dude. Look at that.
It is totally.
Yeah, Legion of Night. See, Matthew's a man of good taste. He's read it. Oh no, he wishes he still had his copies though. I'm sure they're like cheap. They're like a quarter. You can find them in a quarter bin. Nobody talks about this series. But I forgot I had this in there too. I know everyone knows this one.
Oh yeah.
This is the Spawn Batman.
Oh, Batman. Frank Miller and the Todd McFarlane.
Yeah,
I do remember the Batman Aliens crossover.
It's in continuity too.
No, it's been retcon.
Stop! It's in continuity.
It's retcon. I know you're talking. I don't give a crap about Spawn, so I'm just going to show. Look at the final page. He's talking about this, right?
Yes, that's continuity.
Retconned.
Come on.
You know it was retcon because that's why he did that Houdini issues with Greg Capullo.
I know, Omar.
They should have kept it.
You need to rub the lemon juice in the open wound, Omar. That's
what I do.
It is what he does.
Don't let me find out your weakness.
Oh.
What are we talking about tonight? I haven't been on for a couple weeks.
We're just hanging out.
Previews and reads, or maybe we're just hanging out.
Okay. Who wants to go first? Hey, wait.
What?
Taylor is, he's here. He's our guest. Why don't we let him go first? Taylor, did you haul anything or did you read anything?
Yeah. What should I do first? Hauls or reads?
Whatever you want, dude.
I guess I'll do hauls first. So I'll make Jess really jealous really quick. I got my copy of Criminal Volume 3. Which Jess is still waiting for because he ordered it off of DCBS, and so he's still waiting for those pre-orders to come in.
Stupid.
No, I had Emily cancel that order, so I'm getting it this week. I'm getting it tomorrow.
I'm really excited about this. This is my favorite dynamic duo in comics. This is probably one of my favorite series of all time. I was really excited to get this. And I'm going to be getting the new reprints because I need to have them all lined up like this. I'm just a moron and I have to do that.
No,
and I convinced Jess to do it too, so we're both going to be doing it. By saying I convinced Jess, it was the easiest thing I've ever done in my entire life. And I got Paper Girls Volume 3.
Oh yeah, I'm missing that one too.
I'm really excited to finish out this series. It's actually the only comic that my wife has read that she actually enjoys, so she's going to be finishing out this as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
I got East of West, which I'm also really excited about.
Ooh.
Yeah.
A couple other series here. Jess, did you get this yet either?
That was in the order that got canceled. I'm ordering it this week.
Rubbing in that lemon juice still. And then Jess sent me
yet, Taylor, my former friend.
And then Jess sent me some stuff that he didn't want anymore. I already have this in trade, but Jess gave me his hardcover of Men of Wrath by Jason Aaron.
Nice.
This book was a little bit too dark for Jess, and apparently I'm a lot more messed up than Jess is, that I really enjoyed it. And I think this is a really underrated crime story that everyone needs to read, with awesome art by Ron Garney. It was a Marvel Icon book, but it got reprinted as the hardcover over at Image.
I didn't know that came out. That was a great series. It was so
this came out like last year or the year before that, a year or two ago in hardcover.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's a messed up book.
Yeah, Jess would agree with you.
That's the one where he throws the baby in the pond, right?
I think that's where it lost Jess, if I had to guess.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Okay, I just want to make sure I have the right book.
And then Jess upgraded with his She-Hulk Omni by Dan Slott, so he gave me his complete collections.
Oh, what a nice guy.
He always gives me the first crack at all the books he's giving away. All I have to do is pay shipping, so I always appreciate that. I also need to collect all the Green Lantern core books by Tomasi and Gleason. I have all the Green Lantern stuff by Johns, but this series is equally important from what I've heard, so I need to make sure I get all of these as well.
Did I send you those two too?
Yeah, so I have 3 of these as of right now. I'm not sure how many more are left. Omar, do you have any idea how many of these Green Lantern core books by Tomasi there are?
A lot. Is that are those the small trades?
Yeah, I have Recharge over on my shelf. This one's To Be a Lantern. And then I also have this one, Revolt of the Alpha Lanterns.
Oh, geez. That's okay. So you're missing Dark Side of Green, Ring Quest, Sins of the Star Sapphire, Emerald Eclipse, and the Weaponeer.
Oh, so pretty much all of them. Okay.
Yeah. Don't worry, they're out of print. They can't go more
awesome.
than $100 each. All you got to do is get Jess to buy them again.
That's a really good idea.
And then they'll announce an omnibus.
Omar, there have been a lot of times where Jess has bought things accidentally twice, and I've reaped the benefits of that. So you're not far off. So that's all I hauled for this week.
I really don't know if it's been accidentally. I'm sure a lot of the time he's like, I've got money. Whatever. I need to round off my IST order to $50. Throw in $100 worth of books.
Yeah, so I'll double get Event Leviathan 3 times.
The Bendis book, right? Actually, that wasn't terrible.
I've heard the art is fantastic, but the story is really mediocre.
I haven't read
I'm
it
just glad Manhunter was in it. I'm always happy to see her.
I just want to see Alex Maleev be a main artist on a Batman book. He's just meant to be on a Batman book.
How did they not get Bendis on a Batman book?
I don't know.
Well, he's gonna be off Universe book.
He's gonna be. That's true. Yeah. He's gonna be off Superman really soon, or is he already off Superman? Is it this month? Is the last issue?
Whenever Future State starts, that's when he's off. Isn't it?
You know, Bendis will be on. I bet he'll be on after Tinian's runs over on the main Batman title.
I think everybody expected him to be on Batman. Chris Davis is demanding a room tour.
I do need to do that at some point. If Jess lets me do it on his channel.
Oh, sure. You'll do it before mine gets done, I'm sure.
Well, I think your cast set you back a little bit.
It is really hard to do some things when your right hand is messed up.
Let's just leave it at that. Michael is asking.
I was talking about my seatbelt. Really?
Me too, dude. Huh? I said me too.
We should do room tours on the show.
Michael is asking you to send him Captain Britain Omnibus, and he'll be happy to ship or pay for shipping.
Yeah.
Michael always says that in our shows.
Yeah.
Michael's good people.
Is he?
Oh, yeah. I'm a good judge of character. Look who I'm hanging out with.
That wasn't your best argument, Omar.
I don't know. Do we think DC will do a Future State Omnibus?
If I buy it all, yes.
That's going to be a lot of issues, though, because it's 2 issues of all the main series, right?
Right.
They could do it.
I'm just not excited for this at all. And at first, when we heard the news, Jess and I were both equally unexcited. And then the next day, I'm watching Omnibros. He's like, I can't wait for a future state. I saw a cool Wonder Woman cover, and I totally changed my mind. Just saw one cover, and he totally changed his mind.
She had the utility belt on and the power ring around her neck.
Was it the Brazilian Wonder Woman?
Yeah.
She's pretty hot. I don't blame you. Yeah. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. Future state's going to suck. I don't feel anything about it. I'm indifferent, so I don't know.
Maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised, but I'm not expecting very much.
I mean, it's like the Age of Apocalypse. They've already told us that they're going to continue the titles after these, so it's not like it's going to affect anything.
I just don't see the point of doing it for 2 months. It seems like they're not committing to it at all. I just don't get the purpose of it.
Because wasn't the idea originally 5G, and then this was supposed to happen, and then
the DO got fired. And
then, this got the ball rolling, so a lot of creative teams were already put together, and probably, that, and then maybe DC's going to do a let's get our shit together meeting. Maybe. I don't know.
For the 5 people that still work there.
It's rough over there, man.
Do you have anybody to talk to there?
No. My last person left. I don't even know how I'm gonna get solicitations anymore. That guy had been there 20 years.
Wow.
And he was one of the last ones that got like he didn't know he was losing his job. That just axed him. That sucks.
So you don't get sent books anymore, like previews and things like that.
They stopped doing that a while. They stopped doing that a while back because it's just it was they don't have anybody. They literally don't have anybody in that department.
That sucks. That's like throwing money down the drain because people seeing your preview videos online definitely leads them to buy books. So that's a really big mistake on their part.
Well, it's not. I mean, honestly, I don't hold them like it's not their fault, right? Like if you're down to like 4 people in one department that used to be 20,
that's true.
Then you're just trying to keep your job, right? So the last thing on your mind is some asshole on YouTube trying to get a free copy of a book. I mean, that's the way I look at it, right? I mean, like Dark Horse is going through the same thing. Dark Horse is down to 2 people in their PR department. Now, finally, the last email I got back from my contact over there was literally a SOS email. Like, I'm drowning over here because there's a lot of work to do and not enough people. The pandemic hasn't been good, but I don't know how
this would have happened to DC apart from the pandemic, though.
Well, I was going to say, I don't know how Marvel has been able to keep their head above water, like, really good. Like, sales are up for DC, too. It's not just Marvel. It's just I don't know if they know how to... Honestly, I don't know if they know if DC even cares about these things. Like,
Yeah.
So is that your haul there, Minister?
Yeah, that's all I had to show for my haul this past week.
That was a good haul.
It all came from Jess.
You're pretty much congratulating yourself, but okay.
Jess is like, where that guy had some good taste in comics.
I like seeing my collection on YouTube. All right, Omar.
Haul anything?
Yeah, I sure did. So, along with our special guest here, I also got East to West Volume 3. And I know and
you wouldn't have read it anyway, Jess.
That's the way Jess would keep it.
Some people are in the chat have mentioned that they don't like that the YR is different on the spine of this one than it is on the other 2. It's blue, the other ones are orange.
It's the same as, well, for mine, all 3 of them are different colors, I think.
Because mine's, what are they? They're like a reddish yellow color.
Oh, because I got the DCBS variant for number 2. That's why it's green on the side.
And I'm gonna
blue and green is what I have for 1 and 2. So they don't match.
And then thanks to Omar, because of the good old Batman No Man's Land coming out. I got to go get that Contagion trade paperback as well. This is a big old book, dude. This is nice.
Then you need Legacy 1 and 2.
I found those. I mean, I think the Legacy ones are easier to find.
Those aren't. Is Contagion out of print again?
I've never seen it anywhere. I haven't looked it up or anything. But I've never found it like in a store before. So, But good old DC. This thing isn't. There's no issue numbers. There's no table of contents that gives me what issues are in here. So I have absolutely zero idea what issues are in this book. It doesn't say anywhere.
Yeah, right there, man.
Oh, there it is. It's on here now. Never mind.
Oh, you got a cover right there, Shadow the Bat. No, the Shadow the Bat cover.
Yeah, I see now. Yeah, and then here it is here. So I'm gonna start picking this up and reading this, Omar. So thanks.
Oh, dude, that you're in for a treat. Love that story. Love that story.
Yeah, you got to have that connection that leads to the main story. And in my kind of cruising around town, going to different comic book stores, I found a lot of cool stuff. I was texting you guys about it.
Yeah.
But I didn't go for that. Instead, I did find a Animal Man Volume 1 Deluxe.
Nice.
So,
did you end up picking up the
Spider-Man 2099s?
Yeah.
No, I realized I didn't want to spend that much more money this week, so I'll just famous last words. They'll still be there. I'll pick them up later.
Okay.
Jess is already calling that shop. Having them shipped to him.
And then
you can find him on his eBay shop.
I went to a different shop and I found the other two, and so I found Volume 4. I found 1, 2, 3 at one shop. I found Volume 4 and the Spider-Man versus Venom at a different shop. So I was like, damn it, they're all here.
Honestly,
I didn't want to drop like $150 or whatever.
At this point, I just wait for Omnibus.
Omnibus, yeah. And then I also found some of the out-of-print Swamp Thing hardcovers. So I'm going to go back and grab those.
Gabe, do you still get the Torpedo discount even though you don't work there anymore?
Maybe.
Okay, I'm not allowed to say anything on air. Okay. Hard to pull your cover. I didn't know it was a secret.
But yeah, so that's my haul. Just to rub it in Justice's face with East and West 3.
Thank you.
I just had one book. This finally came in after weeks of waiting.
So, Omar, what was your opinion on that book? I read it a couple weeks ago, and I know Jess isn't going to get it or read it because it's the Joker.
What?
But Jess isn't into the Joker anymore. He's kind of jokered out.
I'm jokered out right now.
Jess, do you not see the names on here? Jeff Johns?
Yeah, I'm sure I'll get it sometime when it goes out of print.
No, wait for the deluxe edition. There's a deluxe edition coming out next year.
Isn't that probably an absolute being made too?
That's according to the artist. But what do they know, right? Scott Snyder told us we were getting a freaking Omnibus 4 years ago. So.
I'm so glad I didn't wait for that proposed metal Omnibus because some of those are hard to find now.
I am standing my ground, and I have not bought any of them. I've read them all digitally. I haven't bought a single death metal omnibus, hardcover or trade paperback. So, yeah, I got that. What did I think of it? I liked it up until the end.
That's
how I felt.
Saying.
It wasn't a horrible ending. It just made me think, what was the point of this story? It didn't need to exist. That was my.
I feel the same way about Doomsday Clock. I don't know what Jeff Johns is thinking. I think Jeff Johns is an amazing creator on his own, and it's like he's trying to tap into his inner Alan Moore.
Well, he's going to be doing an Image series with.
Right, I saw that.
Who is it? I can't think of his name.
I just know that it was Jeff Johns.
Gary Frank, who he's done Batman Earth 1 with, and Doomsday Clock with. They're going to be doing an Image series coming out. And Shazam, yeah.
They were doing Superman as well. I mean, it was a really good story up until I'm not gonna ruin it for anybody, but I didn't really like that ending. I mean, I think everybody should read it, though. I think everybody should definitely read it. It's worth it, Jess. You should read it. It's a quick read, man.
I think it's worth a read.
It retcons a retcon, so it eliminates itself out of continuity, the entire story.
I think Fablock's art was fantastic in it, but I think his art was kind of hampered by a lot of the 9-panel grids. He didn't really fit into that template they tried to put him in for that story. That's just my personal opinion. He's more of like a splash page, double page spreads, big story. it just didn't really fit him, in my opinion. Even though the art was fantastic.
His art is on a whole new level in this.
Yeah,
man.
He should be superstar status from that book. But I get what you're saying. That 9-panel grid is such a different storytelling technique, and it's the kind of muscle that not every comic book artist has developed and can flex.
Well, compare this to Dark Side War, which is fantastic that he did with Johns. That fits his style of art more than the 9-panel grids do in this book.
Yeah.
So I think his art was still fantastic. It just wasn't serviced as well as it could have if Jeff Johns wrote to his strengths.
Yeah, that 9-panel grid thing does not have to be used. You have to be a special person to use that kind of 9-panel grid. And I don't think that either of them can pace it that well, because the pacing's off in that book a little bit too.
Yeah, Alan Moore and Tom King are both really good at 9-panel grids. It is hard for other people to do it, though.
But yeah, overall, I thought it was a good story up until, like I said, that the very last part.
They dropped the ball at the 1-yard line. Is that the right baseball analogy, Jess?
Close enough.
Okay, cool.
This is part of the Black Label line for those that are asking. So it's not in continuity.
Aren't there some Black Labels are still in continuity to some degree? Because Black Label's more of their mature readers line more than separate continuity or Elseworlds.
They can't even get their freaking format right on Black Labels, man. I have standard size hardcovers. Then I have those magazine size hardcovers. Honestly, I don't know. Because Vertigo line is also Black Label. Really strange.
Yeah, because it can't be out of continuity. The storyline started in Batman Rebirth or DC Universe Rebirth.
Yeah.
Well, it ties into the Killing Joke. It ties into Dark Side War, and he finds out there are 3 Jokers, so it has to be in continuity. Like Dave already said.
It still could be out of continuity because of the premise. I don't know.
I just always view continuity as you make up your own continuity.
Yeah,
and if you want to cut. Yeah, head continuity. Like I cut out Batman Year 2 out of my head continuity.
Why would you do that?
Because it did so many things. We don't need to rehash it, Omar. If you want to see our opinions, go back and watch our video about it.
Right. Yeah. Batman gun, man. Michigan just got another 2 weeks of lockdown. Lots of wine and omnis for me. Oh, man. This crap, I swear. Oh, I need to get that Wonder Woman Dead Earth. I forgot to order that last week. Any of y'all read it?
No. I'll be picking it up next week, though. I'm excited for it.
Looks really good. It looks really good. Jess, what did you get?
I got. I'm not sure.
I really hope it's the Green Lantern Corps books that he just sent you. What'd you get?
I got Taylor's favorite character, Lucifer.
Nice.
Book 2.
I was just laughing at Jess. Well, I was laughing at Jess yesterday because he said, "I love Lucifer. He's great." I've never heard anyone talk about Lucifer in that way, so I thought it was funny.
Did you notice that it did have a Vertigo label, though? It did not have a Black Label, even though it was printed like 2 months ago at the printers. So they either didn't update the file or DC just didn't care. I don't know which.
It's probably option number 2.
Excalibur.
Yes, you got it. Good for you, man. I'm so proud of you.
Is that book still in print or did it sell out? Because that was the guinea pig, wasn't it?
New Mutants is the guinea pig. I want to say that one is still in print. Somebody told me on my show this morning that
let me look.
That they are still both in print, or I haven't had a chance to look today. But Abe, can you see if they're in stock at Diamond?
Yeah, let me double check.
Because right now I'm looking at IST. They have both printings at IST available, which is a good sign because that's normal time, right? That's what we like. We like normal.
Yeah.
The past 6 months were just so much anxiety, just wondering if books would just sell out away.
And right now, Christmas time is not a good time to be like, I need that $100 book now, or I can wait till after Christmas.
I got the new Cy Spurrier book. I think Taylor's already read it. Alienated.
I did read it the other day. Yeah.
Who's the artist on that?
Chris Wildgoose.
Nice last name.
So
I
real
didn't
quick,
notice
Excalibur is back ordered, not stock through Diamond, which basically means they don't have any more and Marvel doesn't have any more.
Yeah. Well, it could be restocked. I know the sales of it were really good. I like that art.
Yeah, they get more from like Penguin Random House will decide to like switch some things over or something like that. Sometimes that happens, but as of right now, Diamond and Marvel doesn't have any going.
Hey, 3 or 4 weeks is better than 5 minutes of selling out right away.
Jesus.
Yeah.
At least you have some time.
I'm good with that. I hope we go back to at least a couple of months of books being back in stock from normal sakes, right?
I remember the most stressful one for me was trying to buy the World of Black Hammer on IST, and I got it right under the wire. It sold out in 8 minutes.
My Dark Horse contact, like that's one thing I asked about was because I get every week about Harrow County Library Editions 1 and 2, and she told me right now they're not looking to reprint those because they're focusing on the Omnibus, and that's going to be the new format they're going to focus on. And the Omnibus is those softcover formats from Dark Horse. So she said maybe later we'll look at it again, which usually means, oh, we have that? We have those things?
They're not going to be doing library editions anymore?
They're not going to reprint volumes 1 and 2. I think are out of stock right now. Or out of print.
Okay.
So if you can find them and get them. Because at least for the time being, they're not going to reprint them. Because I asked about Berserk just to make sure that it's still the same thing with Berserk, that it's evergreen, that it's always going to be in print. She said yes. However, Hellsing, she said we don't know about that one. That one's still on the fence. But if you want to tell people, they probably should buy the ones that are in stock right now because we probably won't do another printing because they're waiting for sales of that. Manga's always hard for Dark Horse to see like what exactly, how well it does. But these deluxe editions have been selling well, so hopefully they'll keep it in stock.
And World of Black Hammer's Volume 2 and 3 library editions are already solicited, so those will come out next year.
Yeah,
So just make sure you buy them right away is the lesson here.
Dark Horse has always had, even before the pandemic, had problems stocking the direct market. I mean, look at Berserk didn't even. I think IST got like 5 copies of Berserk.
They didn't get any copies of that Power Rangers hardcover that came out recently, right?
That was from Boom, though, I think.
Right. That was from Boom, but they didn't get any of those.
Yeah. What happened was Boom oversold to the book market. And usually when that happens, Amazon will ship some back. So there's still a chance that IST will get Power Rangers. But good. I don't know. I guess if it's still in stock, I don't know how well it's sold.
Then I got Birds of Prey, Huntress by Greg Rucka, because I didn't have these issues. And yeah, it's the movie cover, but I didn't have the Greg Rucka issues, so I had to get it.
That's not too bad in terms of movie covers. That could be a lot worse.
Yeah.
Didn't you already show that to us, Jess?
I beg your pardon?
Did you already show that to us?
Did I? Okay.
So he bought 2 of them. All right.
That's also possible.
They've been sitting here for me to show, and I may not have filed them after I did that. Awesome. Then I'm starting to get the Spider-Man Deadpool trades. So this one is WLMD.
Is the OHC? Is that by? I'm trying to remember who that's by. There's no OHC of that. The Spider-Man Deadpool. Oh, Joe Kelly. That's who it is.
Yeah. I'm also into symbiotes now, so I've got a bunch of Venomized coming to me also.
There's that Omnibus.
Yep.
This is the Cullen Buns.
Omnibus. I have the art is nice in this. So,
Omar, do you think they're going to release the Rick Remender Venom run in one of the next Ben Omnibuses?
Yeah, I think that's set to be the next one, isn't it?
That'll be awkward at Volume 4 on my shelf that I won't have the other ones next to.
Well, I don't think they'll call it Volume 4. I think by that
awesome.
They'll call it Agent Venom Omnibus or something like that.
Okay.
But I don't know how they will collect the Cullen Bunn stuff because Venom's selling really well. I don't know how. I mean, they may call it a Volume 4 because. But I mean, every time I've talked to David, it's always been the same thing that, the more volume numbers you go up, the less and less they sell. So they like to keep it Inferno, Fall of the Mutants, Mutant Massacre, Omnibus. instead of a volume 6, 7, 8, and 9. I don't know. That's a tough question. I'm hoping they'll call it, or maybe they'll do what they did with the epics and put the volume number on the back.
I think having the Agent Venom omnibus with that and Cullen Bunn's run would be the way to go. But who knows?
That would be a really big. Well, I think Bunn has enough material for his own omnibus.
Okay,
right?
then maybe a part 1 and part 2 of Agent Venom. That'd be pretty cool too.
Trying to think, because that goes into the Venomized storyline and part of the crossover with the X-Men, the Blue Team, because he was writing that book. It's going to be interesting to see how they map those out. But I think, the character sells really well, so I'm sure they've already got it figured out.
That was Venomized minimum 25 Chango that I showed. Then to help Omar and Gabe get an omnibus of this, I bid on and won.
Did you get Darkhawk?
No.
Damn it.
Ghost Rider Danny Ketch, class number 2.
It comes to epics or the omnibus.
Isn't that really hard to get, Jess? Weren't you looking at that for a while?
I won this on eBay for like $30, which is cover price. So so I was happy because I remember liking this, and it'll help it get an omnibus. So that's cool.
Yeah, those books are badass. There's some great art in those books.
Who's the artist? Mark
Teixeira.
Okay. Just
Text.
Waiting for you to pronounce it.
And I did a great job.
Sure.
And I'm also into collecting the couple issues of Superior Spider-Man that came out after the hardcovers and after Slot finished and stuff. This is by Christos Gage. I think I got baited into this by Riley because
these are good stories, man. I like Gage a lot. He is a big part of why I love the Avengers Initiative and Avengers Academy.
Yeah, Omar, did you watch the Marvel 616 documentary about Dan Slott and Christos Gage on Disney Plus?
I did, yeah.
It was interesting to see their relationship where Dan Slott can't always finish a book on time because he's pretty slow, and Gage kind of has to come in and fill in the dialogue for him, and he's more of the plotter.
Yeah, well, he mentioned that. And I think he mentioned that in an interview I saw a few years ago about how Gage is just a better he's better with dialogue. And I can see that when they were working on, what was it, the Avengers, the Mighty Avengers, right after Bendis's run. I can see that because Gage immediately stepped in, and then they went on to do Avengers Initiative, and then Gage took it over and did magic with those characters.
Well, Dan Slott always says he has like Stan Lee dialogue, just like over the top dialogue. So
yeah,
I think
I'm actually reading through Spider-Man Worldwide right now, and I got to the Clone Conspiracy, and I forgot how much of that there is in there. I can see that.
That's it for my hauls.
Okay.
All right.
I hauled some toys, but I feel like we're probably running out of time.
What time? Are we at the hour mark? Oh gosh, yeah. I read Spider-Man. What'd you all read?
What kind of Spider-Man?
The Dan Slott Worldwide.
Oh,
the Conspiracy.
T-Lar Bloom's in the chat. He's not happy.
T-Lar Bloom is unhappy.
I did.
Well, there's your first mistake. Omar had nothing to do with it.
Wow, way to get offended really quick. What about you guys? What did you all read?
I read a Kickstarter that was really good. Paris 2119.
I like that cover.
Yeah, Peach Momoko cover. This was a Kickstarter by Magnetic Press. I really liked this book a lot. It's set in the future where you can transport. Everybody has like a personalized transport chair, like in Star Trek, and you can. That's how you travel.
hey, Jess, you might want to turn the page.
That was just a guy. Is Emily's mom in the chat?
Yeah, she's here.
Shit. Okay. So yeah, this was a good. It's like a mystery thriller, sci-fi kind of book, and I really enjoyed it a lot.
Turn the page.
No,
I was done reading it.
Oh, you were reading it?
I was reading it. Yeah, next page, please.
I had last reading Vampironica, which I highly enjoyed.
I thought about you when I looked at the solicitations for that book.
Yeah.
Hey, is that Greg Smallwood?
It is.
Oh, I love his art. I love his art in the Moon Knight run by Jeff Lemire. He rarely ever does interior work, though, that I've seen.
Yeah, this book was a ton of fun. She got bitten by a vampire, and Riverdale is never the same after that, but it is a blast. I ordered Vampironica 2. I ordered Vampironica versus Jughead the Werewolf.
Oh, you fell down a hole, Jess.
Yeah, it was just so fun. I just dug everything about this book. It's just after some of the stuff that Taylor has me read, I need to read just lighthearted vampire Veronica stuff.
There he goes, throwing me under the bus again.
After reading Man of Wrath.
Yeah, well,
I really don't remember that book being really graphic. I read it last year.
It's one of the darker crime books I've read.
And I got through. There's 4 of these books. I got through 2 of them. Unknown Soldier.
Oh yeah.
Josh Dysart and Alberto Ponticelli. I don't even know if I can show some of this because it's just so brutal and so bloody and so violent. And it's Taylor and I were talking about it, that Josh Dysart just did a remarkable job of you know what? I don't think I can show anything. It's violent, super ultra violent on every page, but that's how it was. Wait, here's something that's not that bad. But that's how it was in Africa during this time when they had the children soldiers and the girls being stolen to be brides for the soldiers in Uganda. I made it through the first 2, but it just got too dark for me. There was just something about it, and I totally get that this is a historical novel. Basically, it's super. It is interesting what happened back then in those couple of African countries, but it was just too dark for me and too upsetting. Too much upsetting bloodshed and the kids with their limbs cut off and the girls being stolen and stuff. I just couldn't finish it.
A little too real.
Yeah, it was upsetting. It upset me, and I don't it's on me. I'm not blaming anybody. He did a great job writing it. Maybe sometime later this week I'll read 3 and 4 just so I know how the story ends. And it is a really well written book, but the real life brutality portrayal in it was just too much for my taste. I know that it's certainly not the writer's fault. It was just too much for me. And that's what I read.
All right.
You need a palate cleanser, brother.
Yeah.
Those heavy books. I get it. That's why I read manga.
That's why
I just need like a slice of life.
I got your palate cleanser right here.
I need to read Vampironica Volume 2 is what I need to do.
I think she looks better these days. Yeah, things like that. That's okay. I was gonna say read The Far Side or Calvin and Hobbes, something that doesn't, you don't have to follow continuity. You just jump in and read a couple of things. That's what I do. I gotta take breaks in between some heavy reading, especially when I'm reading like the Silver Age stuff.
That would be a palate cleanser for me.
Yeah, so I read the first complete collection of X-23 by Kyle and Yost and Mariko Tamaki. And I really love the first two storylines in here, like her origin story, how she came to be the clone of Wolverine and how she came to be X-23. And then the other stories after this were a bunch of hodgepodge stories that didn't really connect for me. I know it's because I'm not as well-versed in Marvel history as Gabe and Omar would be, especially during that time. But the first half of this book is fantastic. The Target X story and the origin story for X-23. It's a great story, and I'm really excited for that all-new Wolverine Omnibus coming out next year. That's going to be fantastic. And I also read a majority of Unknown Soldier by Joshua Dysart, and I get where Jess is coming from, but for me, I greatly enjoyed this series. It's a lot of heavy subject matter. As someone who's actually spent some time in Africa and in places like Haiti, this book definitely hit me in a really unique way. And I think it's definitely a very important book. I'll put it that way. It's one of the more important books I've read recently, and really talks about a conflict that we don't really think about back in the early 2000s in Uganda with Joseph Kony and the Children Soldiers. And so if you can stomach really brutal war books, and this is definitely a series for you, there's definitely an underrated Vertigo series that I think people should at least check out to see if it's for you. All these books are out of print, but they're not hard to find. And I think Volume 4 has one of the greatest single issues about war that I've ever seen. It's about the creation and the propagation of the AK-47, how it's the most popular gun that's ever existed, and how there's millions and millions of them in circulation throughout the world, and how they go from hand to hand in so many brutal conflicts throughout the world. So that was a great issue that I really enjoyed, not because it was super entertaining, but because it was so informative and shows you how this one piece of weaponry has really shaped the 20th century and how it has ruined countless number of lives. So that was a great issue that I think everyone should check out. So that's what I read.
Nice.
Thank you, Make Havoc. I appreciate your comment, my buddy. My buddy, Make Havoc.
He's not wrong.
Well, thank you.
Wolverine new printing comes out in February, as well as Ben Reilly Volume 2. Omar was asking.
Oh, there's a third one.
I thought we needed another palate cleanser.
What is that from?
I don't care.
I told you she looks better and better.
I thought a dress gift.
What? Is he on Tinder, swiping left and right?
That's Jess accidentally putting a story on Instagram.
Yeah.
Gabe, are you still looking for gifts? Like,
No, I'm good.
okay. What did you read?
Oh, I didn't read anything.
Oh, okay. Let's jump in and look at the previews then.
Let's do some previews. Let's do it a little bit different this time.
Okay.
Let's do this a little
You know
bit
what's gonna suck, right? When we start doing this next year.
Oh, when there's no DC?
When there's no DC because they still haven't built a website yet. I asked Cameron about that, and he said, we're hoping to get it up and going soon. I'm sure that's the least of his worries.
Yeah, because
UCS,
UCS won't be distributing DC anymore, right? When does that start?
January. This is it. This is the last month. So who knows like what's going to be available.
Yeah, but it's just going to be just a surprise. Oh, look at that. All right, so let's take a look at this week's releases, everybody. You can find these on our sponsor's website, instocktrade.com. It goes up tomorrow, 12 noon Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern. So let's take a look. Let's start off this week with DC. And now that Jess has finally arisen this book off of his gnarly floor and onto a shelf where it belongs, we are now getting a reprint of Absolute Transmetropolitan Volume 1.
That's gone up in price a little, hasn't it? I think the first printing was $100.
Oh, it's one. Oh, it's whoa.
I can go look. 150 sounds right to me though.
Dude, I think the first one was 100. I look at
That's a
both.
lot of money, though.
I mean, you're going to be spending retail price of $450 if they commit to reprinting all of them. So,
are volumes 2 and 3 out of print too? Are those easily accessible?
I think 3 is the one that had a low print run.
It's 125. Volume
125.
Okay,
That's really expensive.
but I mean, it's amazing. I love that.
Yeah, it is amazing.
It's my absolute favorite comic book series of all time.
Damn.
It is a life-changing book. I love this book. It's incredible. And the main protagonist is a bald guy with a bad attitude and glasses and tattoos. So, then going down, we also have Arkham Maniacs trade paperback.
It's cute.
That's cute. It reminds me of Animaniacs.
Arkham Maniacs. So that sounds fun.
And then we got Books of Magic Omnibus Volume 1. Thank you, Jess.
I will be getting that.
That's mine was supposed to be here today. I'm still confused about this one because the solicits show that this has the 4-issue miniseries that lead into the main series.
It has the Neil Gaiman series, I think, the initial one.
Right there, the first 4, right? But everything else I've seen says that it doesn't, and I haven't seen pictures of it online yet. That it jumps directly into the Books of Magic. So I don't really trust the solicits from DC until I have them in my hand. Hey, Marvel makes mistakes like that all the time too, with like the Dawn of X trades.
Yeah, it happens.
But I'm hoping that it does include it though, because that would be really cool. Because that makes it complete, and I don't have to go and find that stupid deluxe hardcover.
I have the deluxe hardcover, so I don't care either way. I'm getting.
All right, well, ship that over to Taylor then when you.
I was just thinking that, Omar. Thank you for saying that.
I got you, man.
Taylor's been a little full of himself tonight. He may be on hiatus with books from me.
Wow, he cut you off.
I have to keep up with Omar and Gabe somehow, Jess.
No, yeah, it doesn't have to involve me.
All right,
you got the nicest compliment in the chat tonight. You're like, Jess is the nicest soul I know.
Jess, I'll be super nice to you. I'll be super nice to you the rest of this episode.
Too late.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'm totally kidding.
It's like a teenager who got the credit taken away.
Totally kidding. Don't worry.
He is letting out his nerd rage.
Yeah.
You haven't seen it for a long time.
Oh, I've seen it, so I know when it's coming.
Jess over here. Wow.
It has been a while since I've made Jess pissed off that he's been on quiet mode. And later on, he messages me. Go down to Dead Man Omnibus because that's the one that I can't believe this is actually good.
Yeah, this is surprising and cool.
I'll be getting that too if it's got not redone art.
How are you gonna know though?
When he buys it and opens it up,
yeah,
it says "Damn it."
It's a DC omnibus. It's not going to sell out, Jess. You could probably wait a couple of weeks.
You're probably right. I'll just wait and see what people say.
Yeah. Do you have that material collected in some form, Jess, already?
I have the hardcover, the oversized hardcover they put out for Dead Man that has like the first 10 or 12 issues. And it's that really garishly poor, terrible drawn. He redrew his first issue and recolored it. It's a brand new story basically, and it didn't need to happen at all. There's nothing wrong with that first issue that he did with his own art. It was gorgeous.
I just want that Bronze Age Batman of Neil Adams and Danny O'Neill untouched to come out. So I can finally read that run.
Right.
But who knows when that'll come? It'll probably be 20 years from now.
Well, if you want to talk about art, look at the art that we got here in this Dead Man Omnibus. You got Neil Adams, you got Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. That's some heavy hitters here.
Yeah.
I kind of want to check it out just for that.
I don't know anything about this. This is before my time.
Yeah.
And I thought about it because of Neil Adams and both
Jerry Conway too on writing duties.
This is all pre-crisis stuff, right, Jess? Or is it post-crisis?
Yeah.
I started reading The Spectre and I was digging that, and because mainly
this is the same era.
Artwork.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the same era, like late 70s, late 60s, early 70s, mid 70s stuff. Yeah.
Thank you, Chris Kaufman. He says Books of Magic does have the 4-issue miniseries by Gaiman. So there you go, Jess.
Perfect.
Fine with me. I guess
Now,
he's getting my deluxe.
Can he tell us if this Deadman Omnibus has touched art by Neil Adams?
Yeah.
All right, Justice League Vengeance is fine. Trade paperback. We were talking earlier about Jeff Johns. We got Jeff Johns here with Dale Eaglesham for Shazam 7 Magic Lands trade paperback.
What is this?
That's his newer Shazam run that he did.
Yeah.
That they kind of did it in reaction to the movie coming out, I think.
Yeah, where Shazam's a little more childishy and stuff in here. But it's Dale Eaglesham. I love his art in that Hickman FF.
Oh, yeah.
It was supposed to be oversized hardcover.
That's what I thought.
It was solicited as a deluxe, and then it got taken off of the catalog, and now we got this. So
that's so dumb because it will look perfect next to that new Shazam Deluxe by Jeff Johns and Gary Frank they just released a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I can't believe they released that, but I think that's going to be part of the Omnibus too, isn't it? Because it includes issue 0, so that's why I didn't pick it up.
What Omnibus?
The JLA League Omnibus by Jeff Johns, the new 52 one.
The Jim Lee one.
Next year.
Oh.
That's why I kind of hesitated, because if it includes issue 0, I assume it's going to include those backup stories that make up that trade or hardcover.
That's the one that was released a couple weeks ago?
Yes, that one. And yes, Dale Eaglesham is awesome. He's he did FF. I didn't like the way he drew Reed because he has a style, right? Everybody's super muscular. But I loved his run in JSA when he was doing that with Jeff Johns. And then Alex Ross came in. Oh, dude, that stuff was so good.
All right, then we got Spider-Man versus Wonder Woman tabloid edition hardcover.
I think that's actually Superman.
Or Superman.
It's Spider-Man, whatever.
It'd sell better if it was Spider-Man.
It's the first Marvel DC book they're collabing in.
And that's that for DC.
What happens if you click that icon with the wheelchair or the guy riding the bike? Hide?
Yeah, what is that guy doing in there?
I don't know. Oh, it helps with dyslexia. Oh, so I guess it's for people who need help or have some kind of handicap, I guess.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
And I thought you were talking about the support button.
Oh.
That's
no, you're talking about the guy on the bike.
Yeah, the guy on the bike.
Gotcha.
On the motorcycle.
What about Diamond? What do they got?
Let's take a look at Diamond real fast. Let me bring her up. Oh, that's right. Wrong Diamond. Whoops. There we go. All right. So, Image Comics, Adventure Man by Matt Fraction and the Dobsons. Yeah.
I've heard some good things about that book, actually. I know everyone here is not a big Matt Fraction fan, but I've heard some good things. It sounds like a book, Jeff. It sounds like a book that you would really like, from what I've heard about it.
Oh, okay, good. That sounds great. Who's the artist?
Terry Dodson.
Oh yeah, I am in. That's what I thought. I am totally in.
And then one of my favorite news series, Die, trade paperback volume 3. This is a fantastic series.
It's the Gillen series.
Yes.
He's solid.
It's all the Dungeons and Dragons-y kind of stuff in a different dimension. It's all controlled by the roll of the dice, and it's like a game master character, and all kinds of really great stuff is in there. Oh, the dice are like part of the character that it goes into these kids and gives them powers. It's really great. Moonstruck, trade paperback volume 3, Stealth. No idea what that is, but it looks pretty sweet.
And Gabe, someone's asking in the chat if that Adventure Man hardcover is deluxe or standard size. Does it say if you highlight it?
I don't think so. Let's see if it gives us any info. No.
Okay. I'm assuming it's standard for the price.
Yeah, I can see that. Dark Horse, Near Automata World Guide hardcover, whatever that is. Thanks for the photograph.
Video game.
Is it?
Uh-huh.
And then Plants vs. Zombies. IDW this week, we got Kill Lock trade paperback, Marvel Action, Spider-Man, Shock to the System. Then we have Monster on the Hill trade paperback expanded edition. My boy Sonic the Hedgehog trade paperback volume 7. That's such a good series. I'm just going to hold off and get the IDW's not producing hardcovers of this series, so I'm just going to pick them up that way. Then we got Wellington. And What If We Were trade paperback. Marvel this week. Amazing Spider-Man by Nick Spencer trade paperback volume whatever it is. Green Goblin Returns.
8, I think.
Is it 8?
I'm surprised they haven't announced any oversized hardcovers for that series.
A lot of people are. I don't know. Maybe they got something in mind.
Oh, what do you think they might have in mind?
I really don't know. That was being genuine. Maybe they got something in mind.
Who's this?
This is Alicia. This is my youngest daughter. You want to say hi?
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah.
She said hello.
Hi, baby.
This is her with her new spectacles. You want to sit here for a second? We're looking at comic books coming out this week. This is
Oh,
the
you
fun
got
part.
new spec?
Jess, can you please watch your mouth?
Yeah, Jess.
I have some books that I can show you.
No, don't show her any of your weird books. Hey, these are the ones you read. The Little Heroes at Home.
Oh, that's great. Giant Size X-Men by Hickman.
What's that about?
That collects all 5 of the giant size stories in the order they're supposed to be read. So it all kicks off with giant size Emma and Jean, which is freaking awesome. It has the best Phantom X story with the giant size solo Phantom X, and then it ends with the giant size Storm. It's a good story. It's all written by Jonathan Hickman with different art.
Is it supposed to be read anywhere specifically in the Dawn of X trades order?
It is collected in the Dawn of X orders, but I strongly suggest reading them in the way that they have them here. So it's a 5-part event that goes through all these giant size stories. Like you have Nightcrawler, but you can get them in the Dawn of X trades. Like they're all going to be collected in there.
Jess, please just buy this so we can all get Dawn of X hardcovers. Just make that sacrifice.
I've already bought all the trades.
He's got them all.
Just keep doing it. Keep
all.
doing it. I'm holding out for hardcovers. I know they're going to be coming someday.
And then we got Heroes at Home #1.
Those are cute little books, man.
Yeah, they look fun.
So those are like during the pandemic, a bunch of artists got together. Who's Goody? Who's the one that does a lot of the covers and the artwork for Gwenpool? Goody. If Gio was here,
Hoodoo?
who is it?
Goody Hoodoo.
Yeah. Okay, I trust you. Yes. A bunch of that artwork is in there. It's really cute for kids, for sure. But there's a variant. The direct market cover is that Ron Lim cover.
That's awesome.
Ooh,
But I like this other one better. With everybody in their tenement.
Yeah, I like that. So it shows what the superheroes are doing at home during the pandemic. It's a really cute book.
All right, and then we got Strike Force Volume 2, Fight Me. And then, oh man, I'm excited for this one. Epic Collection,
man.
Thor War.
There's a volume 20 of Thor that I saw on a list from David. I haven't announced them yet, but I think they're starting to pop up on Amazon, so I don't mind sharing it. It's called like The Final War or something like that.
The Final Gauntlet.
Final Gauntlet, that's it, yeah.
Yeah.
That's during this time, so I mean, they're really pumping this era out of Thor.
This is some good stuff. This is kind of the stuff that I was really into and I kind of fell out of with the Thor, but I really like the Eric Masterson stuff a lot. That's such a good time. And it's Tom DeFalco.
New Mutants got pushed back to next week. To those of you in the chat who are wondering about New Mutants.
As well,
week.
I think Uncanny Volume 3 got pushed to the end of the year, which probably means that Jim Lee reprint won't be out until early in January.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, they don't. It's December. It's a rough month anyway.
And then we got X-Force by Benjamin Percy, trade paperback Volume 2.
The series is so good.
How is his Wolverine series?
Awesome.
Oh, really? I really want to check that out.
Adam Kubert on artwork, man. It's great.
Yeah.
That's
and
not
bringing
included.
Maverick back, dude? Come on. I am there.
Spoilers.
And Wolverine's not
Everybody's
included.
back, man. Everybody's back just about. What's that?
That Wolverine series isn't included in the Dawn of X trades, right?
Yes, it is.
Oh, it is. Okay.
It is included, and it's, you know, I think. Oh, okay, that's it. Issue 1 is not included entirely in the Dawn of X trades because it has another storyline that has to do with vampires. That's the B side, and that continues. I'm pretty sure that's going to be collected somewhere else in another Dawn of X.
All right. So, Boom Studios, we have Buffy Vampire Slayer Legacy Edition, and then King of Nowhere. And then down here is the manga section that we'll just kind of cruise by and see if there's anything kind of pops up that we like to talk about.
That Gold Digger, that's crazy that they're doing an omnibus of that. I remember that stuff. That's Fred Perry's work. Like, he was one of the first American artists that was bringing over a manga style to Antarctic Press was the company. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Antarctic Press.
Him and Adam Warren.
Adam Warren.
Mm-hmm. Both of those guys had an anime style to their art.
Well, Gold Digger's been going on forever. It's like 250 issues or
it's like
more.
Ninja High
like
School,
that.
man. Those books they still come out. It's just people don't really talk about them. They have a big fan following, though.
The Judge Dredd book.
Yes.
There you go, Jess.
Oh, okay. Metal Shark as opposed to Raw Shark.
Never forget. Well, I gotta get that Pokemon for Alicia. She just left me.
Figure that's Smurfs.
Smurfs is not cool, man. That needs to come out in hardcover like they've been putting out, and then they cancel my hardcovers. Now they're starting this silly 3-in-1 graphic novel.
That's how they get you, son.
Same. I'm all over that.
That Mario manga looks pretty dope. Dude.
That I'm actually excited about. It's the first one we're having here in America outside of the Nintendo Power magazine. So, yes. All over that.
And that's that for this week's previews, guys.
Cool.
Nice.
Gentlemen, I got to bounce off here. Taylor, it was good to see you, man.
You too, man. Have a good night.
You too. You want to say bye, Alicia? Bye.
Bye, baby.
It's your fault I got to get off. All right, bye.
She's so cute. She must get a look from her mom. All right, and that is that. We're at the hour and a half mark almost, guys.
Right on.
All right, so
those books and more can be found at InStockTrades.com, where you can get your collected editions up to 50% off. Loyalty discounts add 2% to that. At the end of every month, IST is kind enough to give us a $50 gift card that we give away in a contest. And you can be from anywhere in the world to compete in that contest. You just have to pay for shipping. $50 or more in an order in the United States gets you free shipping. That's something special. Fabulous customer service, fabulous packaging. That's InStockTrades.com.
boom, son. All right.
There we go.
All right, let's do this. Let's get ready to get out of here. Let's start off with the Minister of Comics. Where can people find you at, bud?
Well, you can find me over on Omnidog's Vault for some of the shows that Jess and I do. We're going to be doing a Crime Corner episode this Friday at 7 o'clock, and then we also have a Batter Days this Saturday at 7 o'clock. So a busy weekend for Jess and I.
And thanks a lot for jumping in and filling in that extra seat.
That was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me.
No, and if anybody out there wants their chance to get on the show too, make sure you message Jess on Instagram.
That is the purest way to get nowhere with me.
And pay him in manga recommendations.
Pay him in feet photos.
I will make sure you are never heard from in the chat again.
All right. And Jess, where can people find you at?
OmniDogs Vault on YouTube and OmniDogs_Vault on Instagram. And sometime this week, T-Lar Blunt and I are going to have an action figure show. It's not going to be Action Figure Friday because I got Crime Corner Friday going. But it'll be this week. If I can nail that ketchup to the wall that is Tyler Blunt.
Let me know so I can jump on and rub lemon juice in Tyler's wound that I got to be on the show and he didn't. He's apparently
Tyler, if anybody wants to show up and be a guest next time, make sure you're here on time when we start the show. We might pick you out of the crowd.
You never know.
There you go.
It could be a good thing. It could be a bad thing.
Jaime asked a good question. What time is the campfire? Do we know yet? The campfire this Saturday?
Okay. What time is it, Jess?
I don't know.
Just make it happen. What time do you need to do it? 9 Eastern?
9 Eastern.
9 Eastern for the campfire. And also, those of you on Patreon, we put up a post asking for your guys' chance to also have a little bit of a word on the show and pick our Thursday topics. So if you're on the Patreon, or if you want to be on the Patreon, you can hit up our Patreon, sign up for that. We'll be doing some more questions and polls, and you will pick a Thursday topic out of the comments on that post. Since
That's right.
You guys, I don't want to blame you guys personally, but all of us, we can't come up with a topic until like 5 seconds before the show starts. So let's give the Patreon guys some love and let them help pick and do our job for us. Pay him in nachos. And you guys, you can find me on Instagram if you want to connect. Gabe loves 90s comics. And I'm also in the Facebook group, so you can always find me there. Boom.
And there I am. Shaving left-handed.
All right, so with all that said and done, let's get out of here.
Peace and love. Peace and love.